Back from a 2 week absence and what has been a conclusion of the international break for the season, we are just some days away from the FIFA World Cup, the second to be hosted in North America. The remaining six teams have booked their places in the world's biggest showpiece, with the inclusion of DRC, who make a return for the first time after 52 years, with the last one dating back to the year 1978. Czechia also make their return for the first time after a 20-year absence, and of course, not forgetting Bosnia and Herzegovina, who may also make a return after their debut in 2014. Good afternoon, welcome to it. This is your online sports show, all things football, football unpacked. My name is Pierre Roto. Remember to interact with the show, join in the conversation. We are on social media, YouTube. Hit that like, comment, and hit that like button. Comment and subscribe. We're on Facebook, all things football, football unpacked. Comment, share, and subscribe. On TikTok at all things football underscore 14. Instagram, we're also at all things underscore 14. Or you can follow me directly personally at apure underscore 3 on X. I'm on at apure underscore O 03 on Instagram, and not forgetting TikTok, where I'm also apure underscore O 03. A lot is going to happen. A lot has been happening in the last week, especially with the busy day at the office with everything that has happened in CAF. Senegal was recently stripped off the CAF Africa Cup of Nations, meaning Morocco were to end their 50-year drought in terms of the AFCON, which they last won in 1976. However, this also brought in something interesting. Morocco did the same thing when they won the AFCON in 1976 against Guinea. What happens then? Fight, stick around, and you will happen. So Senegal are said to appeal the situation. They've submitted the Court Arbitration of Sport, CAS for short, have confirmed that they received an appeal by the Lions of Teranga, the Football Federation, that is. Let's get to the news making headlines after the week of football that has taken place. Dating back to last week, Betway Premiership side Chipper United have been given until Monday, have been ordered to pay an amount of 250,000 rand plus some interest to coach Luke Emile as instructed by World Football governing body and FIFA following what was said to unfair dismissal, failure to which could lead to a transfer ban or possibly a point deduction, which would possibly see the Eastern Cape based side, who are currently languishing at the bottom of the table, who are currently fighting relegation as we speak, fighting for relegation. They had the story in. Now we saw this happen with ex Cape Town when they had to be docked points because of with everything that happened with the late Tendai Doro and that transfer. We know how that happened. They have until the 6th of April, which is now Monday, to pay. In a statement made to Kickoff magazine, the statement reads: Chipa were ordered by the governing body FIFA back in February to pay their former coach a sum of 250,000 rand plus interest or face a possible transfer ban. That decision was communicated by the club that he on the 20th of February. However, he is still to be paid. As revealed by the Kickoff website, the Eastern Cape base side were ordered to throw in a 5% interest to the 250,000 rand state starting from the 1st of December until the payment is made. Now the payment is yet to be made. It has to be made within the 45 days, which concludes on Monday. He did say, speaking to Coach Luke Emile, he did say that he will not speak against the side. They have until the 6th of December to pay me. If not, there will be a transfer ban. They will have to pay with 5% transfer, 5% interest. If they do not pay, they will have another penalty, like a deduction of points, which is common. The coach says he has not, the Belgian tactician says he has not experienced such in any club he's coached before, saying that Chipper is the only way to treat him such a way, which he feels as sad. Moving right along, the Court of Arbitration of Sport have confirmed that they have received an appeal from the CAF Champions from the CAF Africa Cup of Nations champions in Senegal. In a statement they put out on their website, stating the Court Arbitration of Sport (CAS for short) confirms a receipt of an appeal by the Senegalese Football Federation (FSF) in French against the Confederation of African Football and the Royal Moroccan Football Federation. The appeal concerns a CAF decision on 17 March declaring that the Senegal national team forfeited the final of the Africa Cup of Nations Morocco 2025, recording the Moroccan national team as the winners of the match by 3-0. Now, when a team is given a forfeit win or a boardroom when a game is decided and the boardroom or a team just fails to show up or boycotts, or in the event that they have less than 7 players on the pitch, they are forced to forfeit the game, meaning they will have to get the opposition team will be awarded the game by 3 goals to nil. The statement goes on to say, registered by CAS on 25 March 2026, the Senegalese Football Federation appeals seeks to set aside the CAF decision, and declare the Senegalese Football Federation the winners of AFCON. It also requests an immediate suspension of the time limit to submit an appeal brief until the CAF decision is notified with full grounds. The CAF decision, rendered on 17 March, was operative only. A CAS arbitral appeal will be appointed to consider this matter. Following this, a calendar will be established in accordance with the Court Arbitration of Sport procedural rules. An appellant has 20 days to file an appeal brief with legal arguments, and the respondents then have a further 20 days to submit a containing statement of defense. At this early stage of proceedings, considering the Football Federation of Senegal request to suspend the deadlines, it is not possible to anticipate such a procedural timeline to indicate when a hearing will be scheduled. On to our other story that has been making headlines in the world of football. Ghana have parted ways with their coach and Ado following a string of poor results. Now, the Ghanaian tactician who had qualified the Black Stars for the last two FIFA World Cups was relieved of his duties on Tuesday morning. A statement that was made reads, the Ghanaian Football Federation has parted ways with the coach of the senior national team, which is the Black Stars, Ado, effective immediately. Now, the decision comes after the Black Stars, who happen to be the 4-time AFCON winners, champions of the continent, with the last one dating back to the year 1982, were beaten 5-1 by Austria. Among the few, they are currently winners in 5 matches, with the 5-1 loss to Austria during the international break and the 2-1 loss to Germany on Monday. The association wishes to thank Otto Addo sincerely for his contribution to the team, and wishes him the best of luck in his future endeavors. The technical director to take over in the future will be communicated. Moving right along, we're still on the continent. CAF has recently made a media statement. Now, the statement was made on Sunday, the 29th of April. The show was absent due to the international break, stating that they've implemented changes and improvements to the CAF statuses and regulations that will strengthen the trust and confidence in the CAF referees, VAR operators, and judicial bodies. These changes and improvements to the CAF status and regulations will also ensure the incidences that took place during the final of the Total Energies CAF AFCON Morocco 25 will not happen again. Now, it is announced that these changes will be implemented to strengthen the trust and confidence in referees. Speaking to Dr. Petrus Motsepe, he states that CAF is currently implementing far-reaching changes. Now, this is a rather lengthy statement of 6 pages. You can go onto the CAF site to the Confederation of African Football site to look it up. It says that the president of CAF, Dr. Petrus Motsepe, said CAF is implementing far-reaching changes and improvements to the CAF statuses and regulations, which will strengthen the trust and confidence in referees, VAR, and match commissioners in the CAF disciplinary board. Now, another decision that caught people off guard was the involvement of the a member of Tunisia who was part of the CAF appeal board, namely Muaz Ben Tahir Nasri, something which coach with Dr. Petrus Motsepe did not take kindly to. While moving right along, after the 30 years, another story that recently made headlines, also released on the 29th of March after CAF released this media statement. Coach the Secretary General of the Confederation of African Football, and Veron Masengo Omba, has also parted ways with the federation, stating that after 30 years of an international career dedicated to promoting an ideal form of football that brings people together, educates, and creates opportunities for hope and create, I have decided to step down from my position as Secretary General to devote myself to more personal projects now that I have been able to dispel my suspicions that some people have gone to great lengths to cast me on me. I can retire with peace of mind without constraint, leaving the CAF more prosperous than ever. I sincerely thank the CAF's President Dr. Patrice Motsepe, my teams, and those who directly and indirectly have enabled CAF and organized African football to make real and remarkable progress. Let us hope and make that the progress made will last and be sustained. A news breaking is that CAF have since appointed Samson Adu as acting Secretary General. Samson Adu is expected to strengthen the presence of Nigeria in the from a football administration point of view. The statement was made, which was what the appointment has also been well received by the African football fraternity at large, stating that the Nigerian presence absence the presence has been long for a while. It will come in very handy as Mr. Samson Ado is multilingual and has a lot of knowledge when it comes to the world of football. Back to the statement, CAF will continue with the procedure of practicing and appointing the best and most respected African judges and lawyers to the CAF disciplinary board. These judges and lawyers are appointed by the CAF X committee, and the CAF Ordinary General Assembly. Now, this took place. Now, the Exco meeting took place during the week. Well, stay tuned, stay with the show. We will bring you the happenings of what happened during that meeting in the next episode of All Things Football. And the statement, last but not least, goes on to say what is non-negotiable is our commitment and determination to treat each and every member of a member association equally and fairly. Under no circumstances will any association be treated preferentially and or favored above any other member association. Careful consistently review on these football and governance global best practices and strengthen the trust compared in global competitiveness of African football. The matters relating to the incidences that took place in the final of the Total Energies CAF African Morocco 2025 are before the Court Arbitration of Sport, and the Morocco primary focus of CAF currently is on the Total Energies Confederations Cup and the Total Energies CAF Champions League and other CAF competitions. CAF is also focused on working together, cooperating and supporting the African nations that will be participating in the FIFA World Cup 2026, which will be hosted in the United States, Mexico, and of course Canada. We are confident that African nations that are participating in the World Cup will make us all proud. Close quotes. It's a rather lengthy statement. You can go on to the Confederation of African Football website. It's there, it's in full, verbatim. Everything you see here is everything you're going to see on that statement. Moving right along, Marimo Gallants have appointed a new coach following the dismissal of Alexander Lafitte after they stay for what they stated was after he was suspended. He has since been terminated with immediate effect. Now, the club stated that they take matters of government's professionalism and accountability seriously, such as the necessary internal progress, which were followed within the club's policies and contractual obligations. Now, they expressed concern about the team's dismal performance. However, then I can now safely confirm that they have since appointed a new tactician in Jamel Benwahi as the club's new head coach following the parting ways of head French tactician Alexander Lafitte. Benwahi, born in Fez, Morocco, Fez, city of Morocco, is a FIFA Pro license holder who brings valuable international experience, having coached across North and Sub-Saharan Africa as well as the Gulf region. He is recognized for his tactical adaptability and structured approach to the game, with the recent experience at Rahimo and Burkina Faso. The club is confident that Benwahi's expertise, leadership, and of course fresh perspective will contribute positively to the team's performance. And as Moromo Gallants continues its campaign for the remainder of the season. He will be supported by the club's assistant coaches and Julian Odreban and of course Trevor Matiane, and along with the technical team to ensure the continuity and stability within the squad during this transitions period. While Marimba Gallants remains committed to upholding the highest standards of professionalism, governance, and of course performance both on and off the field, as the team continues its preparation for the remainder of the season. The club would like to thank its supporters, partners, and stakeholders for the continued support and understanding of this period. Speaking of Miramar Gallants, I can safely confirm that the Tlabane Bantu are gonna be returned to their home of Dr. Petrus Malamela Stadium, which has been sorted after the PSL felt that the team at the stadium had watered down had the stadium was not in good condition and had to be upgraded to undergo a restructuring and maintenance and some form of upgrade. Moving right along, speaking back to still on South Africa, we are still talking South Africa. Banyana coach Dr. Desiree Ellis has announced her squad for the upcoming AFCON warm-up preparation fixtures, which will be played against Algeria on the 14th and the 17th of April, respectively. The decision was made in early March. And the camp will the camp will be aligned from the 7th of March, which is this coming Tuesday. The goalkeepers are usual suspects Ed Andile Dlamini, Keelan Swart, and Katlefo Mulitsane, while your defenders include Snekuku Zondi, Figile Magama, Mabanani Mbane, Antonia Maponya, Shakira O'Malley, Karabo Dlamini, Lona Tema Mhlongwa, and of course Kutupila. Your midfielders are usual suspects in Linda Matlalo, Lebohang Ramolepe, Refilwe Janet, Nokolo Tasani Amungelang Matau, who plays at club football in Mexico, and of course Mantlantlam Tandi, who's now at Mamelodi Sundowns, while your attackers, forwards better yet, are Torisho Mpelo, Ntabiseng Machia, Hilda Mahaya, also known as the breadwinner, Bonolo Mukono, Nicole Michael, not forgetting Wendy Shongwe, and of course, returnee from a long-term injury, Gabriela Modeli Salgado, who we are hoping to see from the football, hoping to see kick a ball after the lengthy injury or picking up an injury in the last AFCON semi-final against Nigeria. Moving right along, the English Football Association have charged Manchester United defender Harry Maguire after he for foul and abusive language following his red card against Bournemouth in a Premier League meeting at the Vitality Stadium on Friday, the 28th of March. Now, in a statement, the FA have released a statement in which they've made mention of in what has been called mentioned or as a regulation and discipline update. Harry Maguire has been charged after being sent off at the 78th minute of Manchester United Football Club's Premier League match against Bournemouth at AFC Bournemouth on Friday, 20 March. It is alleged that the defender acted in an improper manner and or used abusive and or insulting words and or behavior towards the fourth official following his dismissal. Harry Maguire has until Thursday, the 2nd of April, which was this past Thursday, to provide a response. We still await to hear the response from the England defender and of course the England defender and the Manchester United vice captain. Moving right along, the 48 teams have confirmed their spots in the upcoming FIFA World Cup, which is to be co-hosted by the United States, Mexico, and of course Canada. Mexico and the United States are no strangers to hosting the FIFA World Cup, the world's biggest showpiece. USA hosting the last one in 1990, having last hosted their first one in 1994, while Mexico have hosted two in 1970, the first one to be broadcast in color, and of course 1986, which is synonymous with the hand of God. Group A is now complete with Mexico, South Africa, Korea Republic, and of course Czechia, also known as the Czech Republic. Canada finished top Group B with Qatar, Switzerland, of Bosnia and Bosnia Herzegovina, who last appeared in 2014, while on debut Brazil, Morocco, who met in 1998, will meet again, along with Haiti, who returns for the first time in 52 years, and of course Scotland. Group D will have hosts USA, Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey, who return for the first time after a 26-year absence, with the last time of qualification being in 2002, where they finished third overall, beating the co-host South Korea in the third place playoff. Group E will have debutants Curacao, Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, and of course Ecuador. While Group F will have the Netherlands, Japan, Tunisia, and Sweden, who make a return for the first time after missing out on the last tournament after having qualified in 2018. Group G will have Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and of course New Zealand. Well, H will have 2010 winners and Spain, debutants Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia, and of course two-time winners in Uruguay. Group I will also have Group I two-time winners France and Iraq, will return for the first time since 1986. Rival Senegal and France will have the rival. France will renew their rivalry with, of course, returnees Senegal, who will also return, having made the two successive World Cups for the first time, and of course Norway, who returned for the first time since 1998. Defending champions Argentina find themselves in Group A against Algeria, Austria, and debutants Jordan. 1952-year return absent after a 52-year absence, the DR Congo will lead the way in Group K against Portugal, Uzbekistan, and of course Colombia, while Group L will see England, who are 1966 winners, 2018 runners-up Croatia, 2010 quarterfinalists, and Ghana, who recently ended their tenure with their coach, while who recently returned who ended their tenure with their coach, and of course the returnees from the last World Cup and Panama. On to our last story. After the last international break, FIFA have released world rankings in the men's football department following the playoffs, which concluded on Tuesday, putting an end to what was last the international break before the FIFA World Cup. FIFA World Cup now the FIFA Men's World Ranking finds France, who were 2018 champions, top of the list, ranked number 1, followed by Spain, who dropped to number 2, along with Argentina, while Portugal go up to 5. Defending five-time winners Brazil find them five-time world champions Brazil find themselves at number 6, while three-time runners World Cup runners up in the Netherlands find themselves at number 7. Brazil find Morocco, who are semi-finalists in the last World Cup, find themselves at number 8, while Belgium find themselves at number 9, and of course Germany found themselves at number 10. On to your top 30 rankings from an African point of view. Morocco will find themselves at number 1 from a CAF point of view, at number 8 on the world, while Senegal are number 2 on the continent and ranked 14th on the world. World rank in FIFA rankings, they are ranked 14th, while Nigeria find themselves 3rd on the continent and 16th in the world. Algeria find themselves 4th on the continent and 28th on the world. Egypt find themselves 29th in the world and 5th on the continent. Number 6 are Cote d'Ivoire, who find themselves number 6 on the continent and 35 on the world. Tunisia find themselves 7th on the continent and 8th on the world. Cameroon find themselves 8th on the continent and 45th on the world, while Retenus, the DRC, find themselves number 48th in the world on the world and number 9 on the continent. Mali are ranked the 54th on the world in the world and in the FIFA rankings and 10th on the continent. South Africa's move up to 1.1 place up to 60 from 61 and number down to number 11 on the continent, while the Stallions of Burkina Faso find themselves number 12 on the continent and number 62 on the world. The World Cup debutants in Capo Verde find themselves 13th on the continent and number 70 in the world. The Black Stars find themselves at number 72 in the world and of course number 14 and gone on the continent. 15 are Guinea, who are 80 on FIFA World Rankings. Gabon, the Panthers, find themselves 16th, lying on 16th in the continent, and number 87 in the world. Number 88 on the world and 17 on the continent are the Cranes of Uganda, while Angola find themselves number 18 on the continent and 89 on the world. Chipolopolo, the 2012 AFCON winners, find themselves 19th on the continent. 19th on the continent and 1901 on the world, 99 in the world, 93 on the world, 93 on FIFA World Rankings. Benin, who find themselves number 20 on the African continent, while the Black Panthers of Mozambique find themselves number 21 on the continent and number 100 in the world. Now 104 and 22nd on the continent are Madagascar. Equatorial Guinea lie 23rd on the continent and 107 in the world. Comoros number 24 and 108 in the world, followed by 25 in Niger, who are 25 on the continent and 110 on the world. 100 while Libya are 26th on the continent and 111 on the world rankings, that is. Kenya find themselves at number 27 on the world. The Harambee Stars, coached by our very own Benny McCarthy, and 112 on 12th in the world. Tanzania, the Simbas, find themselves in 28 on the continent and 113 in the world. Mauritania find themselves in number 29 on the continent and 115 in the world. Now these were CAF rankings these were rankings by FIFA from a CAF point of view, while that were conducted by CAF by the time the international break was concluded. Last but not least, Gambia find themselves number 30. This is just the top 30. This is not all the rankings, as most of the 54 nations do not form part of are not members of the Confederation of African Football, hence do not qualify to be part of the rankings. On to your results, we saw Mamelodi Sundowns proving to be too strong for Chippa United in a game which saw Marcelo Allende score for the score the opener, and of course not forgetting the usual suspect Akram Reyners also getting on the score sheet alongside Brian Leon, who found himself getting on the score sheet from who came off the bench to get on the score sheet. And of course the usual someone who hasn't scored in a long time, and Tashrick Matthews. Here's what you can expect from this week from a footballing point of view. Nedbank Cup takes center stage with with Durban City taking on Keswick Stars. Kickoff for that fixture is at 1500 hours, while TS Galaxy will welcome Melford on tomorrow and Sunday the 5th of April. Kickoff for that fixture is also at 1500 hours. Here's what you can expect on Monday. Betway Premiership Football returns this coming Monday. Which is Family Day or Easter Monday, if you like. Orbit College welcome Kaiser Chiefs in a game that will be played at the Nelson Mandela Bay instead of the Olympia Park, with the reason being the PSL citing security and safety concerns after what we saw at the Mamelodi Sundowns, and of course the Orbit College Sundowns game, which was won by Sundowns by 2 goals to 0. Another game will see Amazulu take on Sekhukhune United at the Mosman Beta Stadium. Kickoff for the fixture is at 17:30 and not 1800 hours. Rain of football. Busy day of football on Tuesday, the 7th of April. We'll see Chippa United welcome Siwelele FC at the Buffalo City Stadium. Durban City will take on Mamelodi Sundowns before they tap into Tunisia. Mamelodi Sundowns, that is. Magesi will take on Marymount Gallants at the Seshego Stadium, while Orlando Pirates welcome Golden Arrows at the Orlando Amstel Arena. We conclude with Richards Bay taking on Stellenbosch in a coastal derby at the Mhlatuzi Sports Complex. Our only game on Wednesday will see TS Galaxy take on Polokwane City. Champions League football also returns. We are down to 8 on the road to Budapest. Real Madrid, 15-time winners, will take on 6-time winners and Bayern Munich in what should be an appetizing fixture at the Santiago Bernabeu for the first leg, while Sporting Club de Portugal will take on the Gunners, 2006 runners-up. Wednesday will see Barcelona take on Atletico Madrid in an old Spanish affair, while defending champions will take Paris Saint-Germain will take on Liverpool, who they beat last time to lead to go all the way to the final to win the Champions League. And that's all we have time for on this week's episode of All Things Football. Hope you enjoyed this presentation as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Let's do it again next week. This has been All Things Football. Enjoy the show, enjoy the football. Thank you in advance for tuning in. Please make sure you do tune in. While at it, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think of the stories. Tell me what you'd like to hear from the show. Some constructive criticism is also welcome. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers.